Hello, YouTubers of the world. Today's topic is Ted Bundy, the serial killer from Washington State, USA. Ted Bundy started killing when he was a child. His first victim was a young girl in his neighborhood. Then he killed a boy in that neighborhood. Then, when he got older, into his 20s, he started more serial killing in 1974. He started killing women at random, one a month in Washington State. Then he moved on to other states and killed more women. They think Ted Bundy killed between 36 to 75 women in different states. Ted Bundy hated women for several reasons. He was engaged to a woman that had long brown hair, used to part it in the middle, and she rejected him and didn't want to get married and left him at the altar, you could say. And he was revengeful and hateful and started killing women at random that looked like the woman that he was engaged to. He resented women and he hated women. Ted Bundy was a killer of opportunity. He'd kill women at random when there was no witnesses and nobody looking over his shoulder. He used a few tricks up his sleeve. He used to have a fake cast on his arm, and he'd pretend he was carrying his heavy books from college, and he'd drop them. And then a young girl would see him, and he'd ask her, "Could you please help me carry the books to my Volkswagen?" Ted Bundy was very charming. The women would help carry the books to his Volkswagen, and lo and behold, Ted Bundy would have a crowbar or a wheel wrench on top of his wheel, and he'd take the crowbar when they were putting the books in the car and smash the woman on the back of the head with the tool crowbar, and then he'd put the woman in the car, he'd handcuff her, take her to an isolated spot, then he'd sexually rape her, then he'd kill her. Ted Bundy decapitated a lot of women. He cut the heads off them, and they found parts in different places. I think Ted Bundy killed between 36 to 75 people in different states. They figured that they can tie him to at least 40 killings with some evidence, but if he killed 40, he probably killed 80. Ted Bundy hated women. Ted Bundy was a killer of opportunity. He'd kill women when there was no witnesses and at random. Ted Bundy was a bad person. Ted Bundy was not mentally ill. He was a very smart man, very intelligent. He was studying to be a lawyer, and at one time he started to study to be a psychiatrist. Ted Bundy was well educated, but he hated women. He had a deep hatred for women. Ted Bundy was handsome and charming, so he charmed a lot of these women into his Volkswagen with decoys. For example, the cast on his arm or the sling on his arm. He'd get the women to carry his books to the car, then he'd smash them in the back of the head with a crowbar or a wheel wrench. Then he'd handcuff them, take them to an isolated spot and rape these women, and then dispose of the body parts. Probably he buried a lot of them. Some he just disregarded like trash. Ted Bundy was an evil person. Did he deserve the electric chair back in '89? You betcha. He deserved the electric chair. Because I think Ted Bundy probably killed 75, 80 women. They had enough evidence to convict him of 3 or 4 murders, but they tied him to about 40 killings. More than likely, he killed about 80 women. Ted Bundy was ruthless, had no conscience, no remorse, and no scruples. A lot of the times they said before he'd kill a woman, he'd have a few beers or a drink of rum or whiskey to calm his nerves before he would kill these women. Ted Bundy was evil and bad and ruthless. Ted Bundy deserved the electric chair back in 1989 in Florida, they electrocuted Ted Bundy to death. Ted Bundy escaped a couple times out of prison. He killed a couple women in Florida and a young woman. The last victim was Kimberly. She was only 12 years old. You betcha, Ted Bundy deserved the electric chair. More than likely, Ted Bundy probably killed 80 women. He was a killer of opportunity. He'd kill women when there was no witnesses and at random. Plus, he used a few tricks. The fake cast, getting these women to carry the books to the car, then he'd smash them in the back of the head with a crowbar or a tool wrench. Ted Bundy was evil, a bad man. He was not mentally ill. He was just a bad, bad person. A lot of serial killers kill because they're bad people. Ted Bundy, they claim, was also a sadist, and also he had sex with the dead bodies. So he was a very sick individual far as his bad deeds go. Ted Bundy had no conscience, no remorse, and most serial killers, that's why they kill. They have no conscience and they have no remorse, and they sleep well at night because they don't care and they don't worry about nothing. Ted Bundy was evil and a bad man. This is folk artist Dennis Ramsey of Kempful. I read some books on Ted Bundy. He was very intelligent and very smart, but he was very evil and very charming. He charmed probably 80 women to their deaths. Ted Bundy was evil. He also at random would sneak up and kidnap women and cart them away and kill them and sexually abuse them and probably buried them. There's a lot of victims probably will never be found of Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was evil, a bad person, and he deserved to fry in the electric chair in my books. He didn't deserve to breathe the air. So when they electrocuted Ted Bundy back in '89, he did deserve it. Ted Bundy was a sociopath. No conscience, no remorse, and didn't care about these women or their families. He killed for thrills. He was sadistic. He was evil. And he raped these women. And Ted Bundy deserved the electric chair. Most serial killers have no remorse, no scruples, and no conscience. They have that all in common. In the USA, there's over 400 serial killers on the loose. Some are truck drivers, some are laborers, some of them are cops, all walks of life. Some of them are nurses. Serial killers come in different occupations. Keep that in mind. Ted Bundy was studying to be a lawyer. So think about that for a minute. A lawyer killing people like Ted Bundy did is imaginable. Lawyers kill. Cops kill. Construction workers kill. Truck drivers kill. Carnival workers kill. Doesn't matter your occupation, people kill in all occupations of life. Ted Bundy was an evil man, a bad man. He had no conscience, no remorse, and he sadistically enjoyed killing these women. He enjoyed the satisfaction and thrill of taking life, and he had no remorse, and he deserved the electric chair. And I think that was too easy for him. They should have kept him in prison the rest of his life to suffer for all the murders he committed. I think Ted Bundy probably killed 80 women at random. We'll never know the total score because they electrocuted him back in '89. Happy Halloween to everybody out there. I'll do another video on different serial killers from time to time. But Ted Bundy was a sociopath. He was evil. He had no conscience, no remorse, and he deserved the electric chair back in '89 in Florida. Serial killers only care about their own needs and their own wants. They don't care about society or the people in society. They have no conscience, no morals, no scruples. And that was Ted Bundy. He was handsome and charming, And that's why he charmed a lot of these women into his car, and then he'd kill them, rape them, and bury them. I think Ted Bundy probably killed 80 women. Could be 100 women. We'll never know. Because he took that to his grave back in 1989 when they electrocuted Ted Bundy in the electric chair. Bye for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the Dennis Ramsay YouTube channel. Bye for now. I'm looking for 10,000 subscribers to the Dennis Ramsay YouTube channel. I get over 5,000 films to watch. Take care. Bye for now. God bless you all. Have a nice day. And a wink for Mom.